Hey, greetings everyone. We are here. We're looking at the last article for us to discuss, Frugal Innovation, an article I hope you've been able to look at and read through in your book. It's here, it's on page 266. So we're going to take a look at some of the main ideas, and I have some questions ready for you when you look at the reading assignment for this article. But hopefully I'm going to help you out a little bit in understanding better the main ideas and how you can outline this article. So take a look at this with me. Frugal innovation. What is this about? And I found as I was looking online about this term, frugal innovation, that there is a book published. Some authors have published a book. This is a popular term I found. They subtitled their book, How to Do More with Less. To them, that's what frugal innovation meant. And I wondered, as you looked at this article about frugal innovation, where did you find a definition for these words, frugal innovation? What are they talking about exactly in this article? And where is a good definition? So I highlighted this definition in your article. So this is paragraph 1, and it says the application of available resources and human ingenuity to the solution of a local problem in a way that's appropriate for that context. So it's kind of a lot. Paragraph 1 is long. It's the whole introduction. And it's really giving us a lot of ideas about a new way to approach problems, to approach local solutions using frugal innovation, just the available resources and human ingenuity or innovation. So I thought you would find this interesting, just showing the different solutions and resources that have come from all over the world in order to address different problems. And let's take a look. As I read this article, I saw that one of the ways it was organized, one of the ways that the supporting points were organized, was using these principles of frugal innovation. And I know that's one of our vocabulary words. What are the principles? What are the underlying characteristics of frugal innovation? And as I read the article, I started to pull out these principles. Some of them are subtitles, but some of them are just talked about in the different paragraphs. And most of them have good examples that are attached to them. So opportunity and adversity, that was one of the first principles that they talked about. And of course, I'm in paragraph 2, where they say frugal innovation is really based on a set of principles. And the most important one is how to treat adversity. There's opportunity in adversity. And the second principle was local solutions for local problems. I really saw that, especially in paragraph 3, as they talked about Peru and some of the solutions people were coming up with there for their water shortages in Peru. Do more with less. That was another basic principle that they talked about throughout the article. And use leapfrog technologies. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. What does that mean to use leapfrog technologies? Number 5, be flexible, be adaptable if you're using frugal innovation. And then the last one was towards the end, where they talk about consider the bottom of the pyramid. Keep the bottom of the pyramid in mind when you're looking at your audience or at your market. These are business principles in a way, but also just principles for success of any innovation that's being put forward. So let's talk a little bit more about leapfrog. I just wanted to give you this picture. This is like the game that kids play when they play leapfrog. Everyone bends down and one of the kids gets to jump over everyone. And then when this child gets to the end of the line, that child bends down and the last child gets to jump over everyone. And that's just the game of leapfrog, jumping over. But this leapfrog technology, that's sort of a term that's being used to talk about this type of innovation. And I found this slide, I thought it applied well to our article, leapfrogging technologies. And here's an example they gave. Since 97% of Africa's population has mobile phones, right? People have cell phones. And 30% have a smartphone connection, then consumers can just leapfrog over the landline phone, right? Maybe in their village, in a more isolated place, there aren't phone lines, but with the satellite, they don't need to lay down phone lines. They can leapfrog over that kind of technology into the higher technology. So that's an example. The article gave you lots of examples, and I wondered if you could just take a minute. You might want to pause here and connect each of these examples from the article with those 6 principles. If you understood these examples, then you should be able to connect them, and we can do this together. You might want to pause first, and then I'm going to talk through these with you. So as I look at these examples, I see first water on the billboards in Peru. And as I said, that's a really good example of local solutions for local problems. The clean water filters in India, that was the first one they gave with that picture on page 267. And that was really trying to show us an opportunity in adversity. The mobile phones for banking, they talk about that towards the end, the Nokia phones. That was an example to show us how to consider the bottom of the pyramid, the large number of people that would take advantage of a less expensive option in a mobile phone. The leader of light, they talked about that in Brazil, also in the Philippines. And that was an example of doing more with less. The washing machines that they brought into China and soon began to use to wash potatoes and not clothes, that was a good example to be flexible and adaptable. Oh, wow, I see that I might have, yeah. Okay, the Nokia worldwide, that's my consider the bottom of the pyramid. Sorry, guys. The mobile phones for banking, a little different. That is the leapfrog technology. That's using a mobile phone and just jumping over the idea of an ATM, but instead using those mobile phones for banking. That was their example for leapfrog technology. So hopefully that gives you some more understanding of how the article is organized, what some of the main points are. Of course, here on page 270, they give you these main idea sentences and they say these each match one of the paragraphs. See if you can match this up with one of the paragraphs. And I'll ask you to do that in the assignment I give you in module 11. But here, I want to know, how would you write the main idea of this article? I wrote 4 options here. Which one matches? Which one is a good main idea sentence, do you think, for this article? What would you choose, A, B, C, or D? Which one gives you the main idea? So I chose D. Frugal innovation is a key strategy to addressing challenges faced in the developing world, right? I know that I want to use frugal innovation when I write the main idea. That's the topic of this whole article. So I didn't choose this first one because of that. They didn't use frugal innovation when they talked about the first one. This one, frugal innovation, is based on a particular set of principles. That's true, but it's not the main idea, right? They want to explain frugal innovation because they want us to understand its power. They want us to understand what it's capable of. It's a key strategy. It can address the world's challenges. C, frugal innovation alone cannot solve the world's problems. Okay, that's not the main idea. In fact, the article ends with a much more optimistic point of view, right? And it's basically saying it's a really important tool. And that's why I chose D as a good main idea sentence. So you're going to find, guys, on page 270, there is a closer look. They're asking you questions about the details in each of these paragraphs. And here are my answers. You can take a look and check your answers, see if you agree. And basically, I just want to lead you into your assignment for this week. And that is to go in and do the reading assignment. You're going to have to, again, outline this article, summarize it, use a good first sentence that has the title, and then write a good summary paragraph. So I'm looking for 4 to 6 sentences in order to do this reading assignment 11. There's a quiz for you, and it's using these vocabulary words, and there is a discussion board response for you to think about. And we'll take a look at that. Guys, you should be checking your grade book. Make sure you know if you have any missing assignments. This week is the time to get on top of that. Next week, just to give you a heads up, we'll be doing the final exam. So you know next week is our last week of class. I just want to reiterate that and make sure that you have on your radar that you are checking your assignments and asking any questions you might have about your final grade coming from the grade book. The discussion board response for frugal innovation, it's a familiar question for you. I want you to find another article, see what other people are saying about frugal innovation, and tell me what is the main idea from the article you found, and what's one example of frugal innovation that is discussed in that article. And then give us a link. Show us this article. You can link the address in your thread. All right. So that's your challenge for this week, guys. You'll find more information about the final exam as you look on Blackboard. I'll be giving you a list of things for you to study, and I hope that you will ask any questions that are not clear to you. I'll just give you this list right now. I have the final exam is going to be a lot like the exams that you've already taken. So you'll be doing reading, study skills, and then of course, all of these vocabulary charts. And I just want to emphasize to you, it's really the words on charts A and B. Those are the words that will be on the final exam. So guys, good luck. Go ahead and make sure that you do a good review and ask me any questions. Feel free to email me or come to my office hours and let me know how you're doing. Okay? Good luck.